I guess we could go for a steak.
Oh, the best parts.
It's actually Stephen with a V.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. My name is Stephen with a V.
Here we go. Are you ready?
Yeah, ready. Affirmative.
Are you ready?
Yeah, here we are.
I know you're ready.
I'm ready.
Because we're here.
Ready.
Woo! We're here.
Welcome
The
back.
Hundy Hundy Hippos Podcast. The hundiest out there, the hundiest there ever will be here in New Zealand.
Woo!
Oh my gosh.
Sorry for screaming right in your ears, guys.
No.
But that's where it is. That's what it is. It's the hundiness.
That's what it is, and
Leading through.
that's who we are, okay? And if you guys didn't know before, well, you know us now. We are the Hundy Hundy Hippos, and we are coming here with the hundiest content that you've ever heard.
Yes.
Hundiest pop culture NZ podcast in the country, and we're here to do it. Well, welcome. My name is Uncle Jack, a.k.a. the Big Popper of Manus, a.k.a. Master Shredder of Guitar. And we're here with the brother, Shicky Shane.
Hey, what's up? It's Shane here, a.k.a. Shicky Shane. That's it.
Oh, yeah. What about your other, aka the Big Mac?
Oh, Big Mac, yeah. Oh, the old combo of the old Big Mac and Lightning. Yeah, can't forget about that.
AKA,
I guess that's it. Yeah.
AKA the Shicky Shack Attack.
Oh yeah, or just Shane to some people,
AKA
or Mini Dinde.
AKA Midnight Lover.
Yeah.
What about that one?
These just. Coming out like deep dives, man.
Remember that one?
Oh yeah, no, I remember that one.
Yeah,
old.
A lot of people won't forget that one. The old Midnight Lover. Anyway, here we are, the Hundy Hundy Hippos, and today we're bringing you everything Moon Knight so far.
So we've reached the halfway point of the Moon Knight series on Disney Plus. It's a 6-series limited run, and we have reached episode 3.
We are 3 episodes in of the Moon Knight series on Disney Plus. It is in the Marvel universe.
Yep.
So this is
cinematic universe. Yeah.
This is important stuff.
Yeah.
This is important stuff to keep up with. If you're all about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you're all about the movies, you're all about the other series.
Yeah. It's the first Marvel series / content we get for 2022, and it is an exciting launch for the year.
This is super exciting. What makes this exciting for you, bro?
First of all, Moon Knight, the character, is just a character that is we haven't seen in MCU and has been tested, hasn't really been teased or anything like that until we get this. And basically it's a street level. He's a street level character with a lot of like mythology that backs him up. And that's why exciting. Like you get more. So we've had Norse mythology, right?
Yep.
Now we're getting Egyptian mythology. Now we're going to get. It leads the way to the supernatural pathway that we'll hopefully be moving forward to with Old Blade, Werewolf by Night, Ghost Rider, and that is why this is so exciting because of the potential for it. Not only is a great, really interesting character to watch, it's what he's going to bring in the future.
Well, because this is as you said, we've seen Asgard, we've seen like the Norse mythology.
Yeah. A little bit of Greek from the Eternals.
Yeah, a little bit of Greek, and now we're Egyptian. And like this, from what we know so far, these are like legit gods.
Yeah.
Not saying like Thor and that are not legit gods, but they're like a race.
Yeah, they're a race of super advanced aliens, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. They just have a lot of legends and myths written about them. But these are actual supernatural. Well, from what we know,
yeah,
gods.
Yeah. And right off the bat for this episode, a fresh spoiler warning for episodes 1, 2, and 3 of Moon Knight and potentially the rest of the series.
Yeah. Hundy spoiler warning, Hundy spoilers incoming, okay? So if you guys haven't seen these episodes by now, you should have by the time this has come out. But this is for episodes 1, 2, and 3, okay? Yeah. So, and our main mission here is to hopefully clear up some confusion that you guys might have about the episodes. Maybe you're like, oh, what's going on here? You know?
Yeah.
And we're gonna sort that for you guys today. Hopefully. We have a lot of questions. But before we get into that and answer these questions,
You know what time it is.
You know what time it is.
You know what time
it is. It's time for Hundy Explained! And that's pretty much where we give our most hundiest brief overview of what we've seen.
Yeah. Basically, brief overview, Hundy overview of what we're talking about today, and it is Moon Knight today.
It is Moon Knight. So our overview today will be over, as we said, the first 3 episodes. And for this Hundy Explained, we're gonna be doing a couple each. Well, I'm gonna be Hundy explaining episodes 1 and 3, and Shikishani here is gonna be Hundy explaining episode 2.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna give ourselves. Oh well. I don't know.
All right. Okay. So you got 30 seconds to explain episode 1. Go.
Yeah. Okay. Well, when we first watch it, we see him in bed. He's tied up in bed, and you're like, oh, what's going on here? And then he gets up and he starts his day. He goes to the museum. He's a bit of a loner. Nobody likes him, but he works there and he knows a lot of stuff. He's going to go out on a hot date with a girl. Goes home, tries not to go to sleep. Next minute, wakes up in Switzerland. People shooting at him. And then he kills all these people, cultists, and then he kills more people. And then he wakes up. He's like, "Oh my gosh, was that a dream?" And then finds a new goldfish, and then gets another goldfish. And Finn goes back, gets chased by a demon dog.
Or Jackal.
Yeah, Jackal. Oh, is this real? I don't know. Looks in the mirror. Give me the body. Give me the body now, Steve. No, I don't know. Give me it now. And then boom, Moon Knight done. Woo!
What a recap right there.
Episode 1. That's episode 1 for you.
That's basically, that was spot on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I comprehended every second of that.
Those I only wanted to go over the most important parts.
The bare bones.
Yeah, the bare bones. Those are the highlights. That was a highlight reel for you guys, if you will.
All right.
Well, I'm a bit out of breath after that. Was that actually 30 seconds?
It was close. It was close.
Just under or over?
Yeah, just over. Over. I didn't cut you off because you're doing so well.
Nah, you need to cut it off because I'm going to be cutting you off here.
Yeah, fine. That's all right.
Okay, so here we go. Shikishani.
Episode 2.
Hundy Explained. You have 33 seconds. Go.
Okay, so we start the episode with bloody old Stephen. He wakes up back in his bed and he's like, "Whoa, thank you. It was such a dream. It was just a dream." And he goes back to work and then he's like, "Oh shit, everything's destroyed." So he goes and checks the security footage and it's like, "Oh, okay. Hey, bruv. Yeah, real things, bruv. Check the footage. Yeah, get some real mad shit happen." Checks footage, nothing happened. So we're left questioning, is it all in his mind? It's all in his mind. So, but then because he was caught on camera, they go and they're like, "Oh, sorry, you are fired. Here's his job." So he gets caught. So he goes, they call him, and then he goes to a storage room, and then Khonshu hunts him down. He finds like a bag, and he talks to Mark Spector, his other personality, and he's like, "Oh, I'm an avatar of Khonshu." And then he's like, "No, I don't want to be that, mate." Runs away. Khonshu tracks him down, and then he was running after him, and then he runs into Lila, his wife, and then they run away. They go back to his place, but then he gets arrested.
Time!
Damn it. That was only 3/4. Yeah.
I gave you an extra 15 seconds too.
Yeah. Damn.
There a lot happened though.
Yeah.
A lot happened.
Yeah, a lot happened in the episode.
I forgot so much happened.
Yeah, no. Oh man, if I only had an extra 15 seconds. If you give me the extra 15 seconds, I can finish.
Oh look, I don't make the rules, mate.
Oh, okay.
I don't make the rules.
There's some important stuff there. Oh.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, mate. Maybe if we have time at the end.
Yeah, no, all right.
Maybe if we have time.
Episode 3, 30 seconds, go.
Oh, okay. So he's in Egypt. He wakes up in Egypt, and then he's trying to track down the tomb. But where are we? But then we don't know where he is. But then we see the bad guy, and he's I found it. Oh, okay. Then we see him, Mark running on the roof, parkour. Oh my God, did you kill him? Oh, I'm going to kill you guys now. Punch. And then next minute, boom, wakes up in a taxi. Oh, where am I? Oh, chases the bad guys down. Stephen, Mark, leave them alone. This is not the way. Cuts out. And then, where does he wake? Oh, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter where he wakes up next. Because then he goes back and he's in the tomb in Khonshu.
All right, cut.
No.
I gave you 20 extra seconds there, mate.
There was. I was only halfway. Look, we don't make the rules. We're just here to enforce them. Wow.
A lot happens in those.
A lot happens, and I think that's the difference between writing down your notes and not. Wow. Honestly, I felt like I was only going for like 15 seconds.
No, you went for 50 seconds, bro.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Hey, that's just how it is. Yeah. And that's how Hundy the game goes. But because we are the Hundy Hundy Hippos, we have to adhere to the rules.
Yeah, we must move on.
Yeah, we must move on because
if there is anything that we have forgotten, just leave it in the comments. Because we have.
Yeah, we definitely have.
But we will be discussing.
So definitely, write it down in the comments what you think we missed. But because then we'll be able to know if you're right or wrong, and we'll tell you. Oh man, we almost got there. You gave me extra time. I gave you extra. Oh, a lot happened though. A lot happened.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, now that we're all caught up. Now that we're all caught up on what's been happening in these episodes, it brings us to the burning questions.
Yeah.
And it brings us to what's going on? What is this? What is that? Why is this happening? Firstly, what's happening? What's happening with our main character? Stephen Grant / Mark Spector. So in episode 1, we introduced to Stephen, right?
Yeah.
And everything seems normal until we start seeing his little, what would you call them? His little moments where he blacks out and then he wakes up.
Yeah. You're basically losing consciousness and then
time jumps.
Yeah,
if you will. So what's happening there, Shani?
So so the show Moon Knight is adapting, the Moon Knight series run, and the main character in the Moon Knight comics is Mark Spector, right? Yep. But going into this, what the main character we're following is old Stephen Grant, which is basically one of his identities. So in the comics, he suffers from dissociative identity disorder, and we'll just say DID for the rest.
Yeah, we'll shorten that down, please.
And then, so basically, if you guys seen the movie Split and stuff like that, he has so basically different personalities take the helm of him, like depending on the situation and who's in charge, kind of thing.
So he has multiple personalities.
Yes,
and they each
have their own distinct personality
and take control of the body.
Yeah. So the two ones we have seen are Mark Spector and Stephen Grant. And Stephen Grant is the friendly old British gift shop employee. Yeah.
He's just old mate.
Yeah,
he's
old mate Stephen with the V.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know what's happening. He doesn't know he has a disorder or anything like that. And he's a real good Egyptian mythology buff, right?
Yep.
And basically we're just following his life, and then he starts to black out and do all the stuff, and we see him like you explained and Hundy explained. Yeah, like he's just blacking out and then waking up in weird places and like people shooting at him and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like he's just missing out. Like he thinks he's sleepwalking, right?
Yeah.
He thinks he's sleepwalking. But really what's happening is that like Mark Spector, the other personality, who is a mercenary, is taken over and basically doing like mercenary stuff. And that's basically this show has been happening, is that we are slowly discovering that he has these different personalities, and that actually that his other personality, and by like just by association, Stephen is now is like an avatar of the Egyptian moon god Khonshu. So we're slowly discovering like Khonshu and how they all go around, and and like basically why we don't know. So as of episode 3, we don't know what exactly happened to make him his avatar. But we're learning a whole bunch of things, like his hints and stuff like that.
So in the comics, the way it happens is right. Mark Spector's a mercenary. And he's in Egypt for like a expedition or something.
Yeah, he's getting paid to basically protect a archaeologist. In Egypt.
And then in the comics, he's fatally wounded.
One of the other mercenaries, I think it was Bushmaster. He turns on them. And then kills the archaeologist, and then basically goes to kill Mark.
And then what happens is Mark finds this artifact.
Well, he's wounded, and then I think the person he's with, I think her name's Marlene in the comics. So I think Layla, the wife, and this is based after
on her.
Brings her to like the statue of Khonshu. And then Khonshu offers for his services that he will bring him back to life, like keep him alive kind of thing. And one thing leads to another. Bada bing, bada boom. You got Moon Knight, the avatar of the Fist of Khonshu.
And so that's the comic origin. Do you think? Well, it must have had to be something similar. Do you think?
Yes. Right, because he says like, we wouldn't be alive without Khonshu. We owe him our life, and my life is like is the price we pay, like for us being alive, kind of thing. Like my like me doing this mercenary stuff is the price we pay for being able to live.
So for those people wondering, how they even got into this situation, it's probably running the same origin as the comics there.
Quite similar.
So he probably was in some sort of death situation. Khonshu came to him and he was like, hey, if you do what I tell you, if you act on behalf of myself, I can give you all this power and I can keep you alive. I can bring you back to life, but you got to listen to me.
I will give you my power.
You'll
be a supernatural, like, badass. But you have to do what I ask you to do. Like, because I'm in charge. I give you my power,
Oh, crazy.
So hopefully, well, not like, they could change a few things, but like, I think that like it's been hinted. It's been hinted that it is. And it's a couple of other things, like even with Layla and her dad and all that kind of stuff. But we'll get on to that.
Well, okay. So that cleared up. When do you think? Well, when is this set in the MCU timeline, and like in relation to all the movies and stuff, other series? Where does this slot into?
I think it's not. It hasn't been. So in production, right? They were given a date. But in all the interviews and stuff, they've been steering away like, oh, we had an actual date, but we're not going to say it anymore. We're just like it. We can assume. So it's after Endgame, obviously, because everyone's back. But we can assume that it is like the latest. So after Spider-Man, No Way Home. But before Doctor Strange. Multiverse of Madness. So we'll say 2024. So
it's not
late 2024, early 2025 kind of thing.
That's what I was thinking too, because it was like, definitely after everything, because everything's come back, and like what's the name of the relocation people? Because they're referenced to
GDC or something like that. Global GRC, Global Relocation. It's when you're a patriot, repatriation community or something.
Okay.
GRC,
GRC. Sounds like like a exam thing, school exam thing.
Yeah.
GRC. Oh yeah, okay. And when we're in the series, I know it was out of the blue when Mark's wife turns up.
Yeah. Well, we first get a phone call, right?
Oh yes,
on
in the
episode
first
1.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
So
why are you calling me Mark?
yeah, and like, so obviously when we see that these two different personalities, they're living their own lives.
Yeah.
Without
or had been living.
Yeah, been.
Yeah.
Because Stephen doesn't know, but obviously Mark is aware that Stephen
exists and stuff like that. So like the reason why we think that Mark is aware, right? Or we kind of know that it's because like someone like Stephen has to wake up in his bed, so someone has to be laying the sand around him, and someone has to be putting all the tape on there because Stephen doesn't remember doing it.
Yeah.
So obviously Mark is redoing it every night before he goes to sleep or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's why Mark kind of knows about it. And then like Stephen, he's just fully unaware until he gets a phone call, and then until these situations happen, something's changed, the power dynamic is shifting, and now so like he gets a phone call and it's like it's from months. He's been missing months of his life, so it's not like he's like Mark is leading a double life where he's like he's with Layla in the daytime and then nighttime Stephen. He's not leaving that. It's like he's been away like for like months, and like so he's living a double life just as himself. So Stephen's the kind of the main daytime persona, and then Mark is like the guy like at night doing all the other stuff.
And then episode 2 we see her.
Yeah.
She turns up, she's been tracking the phone that they had, and then this is Stephen interacting with her. Yeah. And then she tells us that they're married.
Yeah. That's quite. Do you well, obviously, so Mark knows that they're married.
Yeah, Mark knows
and it's a whole thing. So like they are. Yeah. Like, but like Stephen plays it cool.
Yeah, but like because what's going on? Because in episode 2 we find out about the scarab. Yeah, and that's what the bad old mate.
Yeah, and she was like, honestly, you got this. Like we've been trying to find this for like our whole careers, and you hide this from me. Yeah, like what the
in a duffel bag.
Yeah, so it's like, so there is a history. There's obvious history that is there, which we will find out. Yeah, keep in mind we're only halfway through the series.
Yeah, and like also where everyone's left in the dark about this stuff. They're bringing up this stuff without any previous context, so it's like pretty much all up to us to
to piece together and kind of make sense, put the context in there.
Yeah.
And like so like if you are confused and stuff like that, and there are stuff like the mystery is like that's on purpose, like don't feel bad or anything like that, because that's literally it's there because like it's building the mystery, and there are going to be future revelations. Yep. Like in the future episodes.
Yeah, exactly. And in episode 3, then we find out more about her. You know, there's that history of her being back in Cairo.
Yeah, so she was originally from, not originally, but had a history in like Egypt. Yeah,
in Egypt. We found out that she left because of like maybe stuff that she did. We found out that she went around retrieving artifacts. That was as she says, you can't steal what's already stolen.
Well, that's quite cool. Because. So the person that she's on bad terms with in episode 3. Yep. I can't remember his actual name, but he is Midnight Man. Yep. And so he's this rich guy who has all these stolen black market goods, basically, right? Okay. So in the comics, Midnight Man is basically he's a rich ass guy, and he just steals art for fun, basically. Yeah. Like just because he can, and he just has it not to sell it off or anything. He just has it in his place because he appreciates it. Yeah. So that was a cool little switch. So it's probably like sorry, it's Lila or is it Layla? It's Layla.
Layla or Lila? Good question. Keep going.
Layla. So she would have been talking about him. She's stealing stuff from him because and that stuff is already stolen, which is a good nod to the Midnight Man because it's all stolen goods from stolen goods, basically. Yeah. But yeah, so like that's pretty cool how that is there, and that's basically like leading up to like when she comes back, like they have a thing against her because she's stealing from them. Yeah. So that's probably why they have a grudge against her. And also what that leads into as well is we learn a bit about, she was in Egypt because her dad was an archaeologist.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? And her dad did all this kind of stuff. Like, maybe her dad was a little bit in like she said, also, what is it? Her mum says that, oh, yeah, I learned it from your father kind of thing, like forging like her passport and all that kind of stuff. So she may be a bit of an archaeologist, maybe a bit of like a treasure hunter kind of person.
Yeah. Yes, it is Layla. Sorry.
Layla. Yeah, that's the one. We should know that.
We should know that.
Sorry, people. Sorry.
Sorry. We did know that. We do know that. We're just testing you guys.
But yeah, so so that is cool how that leads up with her. And there's a mystery that sets up, is that there's a history between Mark Spector, the mercenary, and something to do with Layla doesn't know /
because
something else.
When Mark and Layla are there with the Midnight Man, old mate what's his name? When old mate comes in,
Harrow?
Yeah, Harrow. Yeah. When Harrow comes in, and he says it, he says like, oh, if only you guys knew the truth about each other.
Yeah.
Layla, you're here, da-da-da. And, Mark, but, you're hiding so much from Layla because, if you tell her, you won't be worthy of love or whatever.
Yeah.
And then she looks and she's like, what are you not telling me?
He's like, I don't know what he's talking about. Nothing.
Yeah, I'm not talking about anything.
He's crazy. Why are you believing him? Come on.
Yeah, exactly. But Hundy theory here that we've talked about was, did Mark kill her dad?
Yeah, or
was he there?
Was he there or was somehow involved? Because you see, right, so in episode 2, he gets taken in by the cops.
Yeah.
And like they're saying, oh, okay, there's a Mark Spector wanted for like a homicide, and then like an Egyptian like architect, archaeologist like group, and like dead bodies like shot in the back of the head kind of thing.
Yeah.
So like the theory is like, and also like in the comics and stuff, like it's like the archaeologist is dead and like he's part of that whole group. So like Hundy theory, right? It would be like, or just foreshadowing, is that like Mark Spector was involved or was there in the death of her father. And she doesn't know that, and he knows that, but she doesn't.
Do you think? Oh no, actually no. I'll bring that up after because it comes into a whole lot of things, which also links into this. Is how come Moon Knight? There are 2 different suits. So we see the hooded Moon Knight, badass. Got like the moon things out of his chest. Yeah.
Crescent moons,
the crescent moons. Got the cape. Awesome. And then in episode 2, we see we see Steven as Moon Knight, but he's dressed in like a
dapper suit.
Yeah, in a dapper suit, number 1s.
Yeah.
So what's
whole 3-piece?
Is there a difference? Is there a power difference or what? Do you know anything? Can you go into anything about that?
So it'd be quite interesting actually, because depending on how sacred you think that the comic book mythos of Moon Knight is, you're either going to be quite like pissed off with this, or not.
Go into why.
But in the comics, there's another personality of Mark Spector, which is Mr. Knight. So the costume you see there is Mr. Knight. He's the full on face mask kind of thing in a suit, and he is like the kind of super detective kind of guy who goes like street level, non-superheroic kind of guy who goes to the crimes and just helps him out, kind of like as a concerned citizen. But he's like super intelligent, real good at being the detective work.
Yep.
So that's who he is in the comics, and like he's just a completely different personality. But in this, what they've kind of simplified it to be, because like Layla is like shouting at him, summon the suit. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about, what suit? And then he falls out this window, and he's just like, and then he's like, suit. And then like, obviously he doesn't know what the Khonshu, like what the actual garbs, the ceremonial healing garbs of Khonshu look like. So he's just like, obviously he's got the supernatural power of Khonshu in him anyway, because it's his body. He just summons what he thinks a suit would be. And that's this dapper, you know, like 3-piece suit and with the mask on. Like, that's who we think it is. And it still has the same powers as the Moon Knight suit in the show anyway. Supernatural, like healing and all that kind of stuff. But it's just his identity's suit, right? It's the way to kind of differentiate the identities and also a way to kind of make it like, okay, this is what he's comfortable with. And just basically differentiate the two personalities.
So it's, so they've obviously done it for like, so we can tell the difference when it's Mark and when it's Steven with the powers of Khonshu.
Yeah. And he's got his trenchants as well. Like that's from the comics. Like Moon Knight does have that.
Yep.
And usually not Mr. Knight, but like it's just kind of a way to separate them and simplify it rather than being another personality with a different suit kind of thing. Like and it also keeps Steven relevant. Yeah,
because like he is quite, it is like a bit of like comic relief when he is like that, because, you know, you go from Mark as Moon Knight, you know, he's like, you know, throwing that like killing people, and then all of a sudden mid-battle, you said in episode 3, switches to Steven, and he's like, all right guys, come on, let's settle down. Get stabbed by these things. There's Mr. Knight. He gets stabbed. He's like, Mark, take it back. Take your body back. Help us.
But like, so he still gets stabbed and he's still fine though. So it's still the same powers. He's just not as confident, doesn't have the fighting experience. Yeah. Right?
Well,
but he has the strength. Yeah. Because in episode 2, he like punches that jackal out, like grabs the bumper off a car, and then also punches the jackal out, and he's like, "Wagwan!" You know, like that was like so like it's a comic relief, but also like, you know, a lesser experience in fighting, kind of like you could say like negotiator kind of
good cop, bad cop,
sort
of thing going on there.
Definitely.
One question that I had was, in episode 3, when we see them get stabbed by these spears. Yeah. So obviously you see it go through them, but how are they still alive? Like, so what are the powers of the suit? Like obviously stuff can pierce through it.
Well, like in the comics, right, it's not really a superpowered suit. Yeah. It's just like a suit, and he's just a normal man kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of the runs, and sometimes there's supernatural powers. In this one, it looks like they've given him like super strength and powers just to maybe punch him up a bit, just so he can like be on the same playing field as a lot of like as Avengers and stuff like that. Yeah. So it looks like that. So he has, I guess because it's mentioned, it's healing robes, right? So it must just be kind of like, and they come out of nowhere. So maybe it's like dimensional. Like, you know, maybe it's like certain dimensional or kind of like just healing factor, like old Wolverine or something like that, right?
True,
that's probably what it is. But it's also like the garbs themselves, they can deflect bullets and stuff like that. Yeah. So I would imagine it would just be like magical properties, kind of like, you know, Doctor Strange and like his cape and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, no, nice. Yeah, because I was wondering that, because I was like, oh, well, he's obviously getting hurt here, but he's also healing.
But it also did ruin his jacket. So that
it did too, yeah. He did say,
he's like, I like that jacket, so like it's like, did it, you know, is he like, he obviously gets stabbed and he must be able to like feel it or something, and he goes through, but he must just have a healing factor or something.
Yeah, true. It must be way more intense too. Yeah, because like it's almost instantaneous when he like spins around, then they all pull out, and then like the
garbs, the robes. Well, maybe he's still injured underneath, but his robes come back.
Oh, buzzy. That is buzzy. All right, well, on to the next one. So what personalities do we know of? So we've already talked about Mark.
Yeah.
We've already talked about Mark Spector, Stephen Grant. Yeah. Would you consider Khonshu?
I believe, because he's the only one who can hear him, right? So I guess you could call him a personality. Yeah. He doesn't take control of the body. Yeah. But interesting to say that, because in the comics, right? Yeah. That's in some runs when he's good or evil. Yeah. That's what he tries to do. Yeah. Like he like in one of the comic runs, he like it said that he tries to get people with weak minds because it's easier for him to break them down and then take control, because some runs Khonshu's a good guy. Just like, you know, benevolent, and some are like he's just a bit of like kind of like self-motivated kind of asshole. So in some of them he's trying to take over, and he's trying to It's basically his only way into Earth realm, like this isn't Mortal Kombat or anything, but like into Earth is like it's acting through avatars, and so the only way he can come back into Earth and like take over Earth is through acting through someone else.
Yep.
So if he can take over his avatar, that means he'll be able to be himself and like be present on Earth physically.
Yep.
So that's what he's trying to break down. So saying that, like maybe Khonshu can be a personality trying to take over the body as well.
Yeah. Well, that brings up a really interesting thing that we saw in episode 3.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Which I'll just put to you now, right? So if you guys have seen episode 3, you might remember a couple of parts where Mark Spector's up on the roof and he's fighting these guys, and then Steven says, Mark, that's enough. And then Mark, starts to blank out. You see it, and then you see it when it switches to when he's in the taxi.
Yeah.
You see the bad guys there, and he runs off. They run off. He chases them. Mark interjects again. Steven interjects again through the reflection. And he's like, come on, Mark, stop it. Like, you can't do this. And then later on into the episode, and then they black out, and then they appear on top of this hill.
Yeah, and he's
mid stabbing a guy, and then this is Mark Spector once again, and he says to Steven, he's like, "What have you done? What did you do?" And Steven says, "That wasn't me."
Yeah, yeah.
And he was like, "Well, it wasn't me," and he's like, "I don't know what happened. Like, I didn't do this."
Yeah,
which brings in the question: is there a third personality?
Yeah, well, that is very interesting, right? Because that's the whole dynamic. Like, I guess Mark has, like, he doesn't want. Well, he has been a killer, so it's like it's confusing because like he does it anyway. I don't know why he's changing now.
Yeah, exactly. And this is where the Hundy theory comes in.
Well, so you see, like in the comics, okay,
yeah,
this is where the Hundy theory, and it's not, like. Sure, like some true nerds will be able to we'll see this coming as well, but basically in the comics, Mark Spector, he's the main guy we follow.
Yeah.
And the other personalities is Stephen Grant, who in the comics is actually a playboy, like billionaire type of guy. So they've turned around, and then there is a guy called Jake Lockley, who is the like street level intel guy. He's a cab driver, and I think he's the British guy. He's like the old, cabbie driver, like, oh, yeah, where you want to go, mate?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, come on, mate. Come on. You got to at least done that.
Hello. Where you going today? Sorry.
What a Hundy accent.
But anyway, yeah, so he's that. So Jake Lockley. So that leaves a third personality that we haven't seen in the show, and we're not sure if they're going to adapt. But because it's hinting at a third personality, are we going to see a version of Jake Lockley that could be the more murderous, kind of like just Hundy, like, is he going to be a bad version? Is he going to be like, what are they going to give us? Are we going to see Jake Lockley, or is it just going to be Khonshu?
Well, there it is. Exactly. Who knows?
What do you reckon? What are you calling?
Me personally, I think it's another personality because when we were talking about it, I did say like, well, if Khonshu could just take over the body, like, surely he would have just done it by now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
but then, like,
I feel like if he had the power to do that, then he would also be able to just suppress.
Yeah, but then at the same time, is it because Mark's getting to this point where he's breaking so much, or his mind is fracturing? But also at the same time, why would he sacrifice himself like that, like, and turn into the statue?
Yeah.
If he wasn't, if he was still trying to take control kind of thing.
Exactly, because also, like, because you'd think, because, Mark's so in control, and he's so aware of everything that's happening with him, Steven, and everything around him, you'd think that he would be aware that there was another personality in there. And if he doesn't know, that's actually quite scary.
Yeah.
Because because these times where this third personality has come out in this third episode, he's killed people.
Or or do you think like that this new personality has been born recently to and it's fractured off, and it's because of his reluctance, because of Stephen, like, shaming him, because of Mark's newfound reluctance to like kind of back off a bit.
Yeah.
Do you think this new personality, he's created a new personality to maybe like
Kill.
do the killing and be the bad guy?
Yeah.
And then Mark can be like, hey mate, it wasn't me, it was
Yeah.
old Jake. And then Stephen now he's trying to not be the bad guy in it.
Because I did think that as well, because like, how he wasn't killing.
Yeah.
Like maybe this third personality is like the darkest part of both of them.
Yeah.
And it's just coming it's manifesting inside them. Could be that.
Yeah. No, that's
and then
Hundy theory, yeah.
And then also what I'll put forward is if there is a third personality, will he as Moon Knight also have a different suit?
Yeah, no, that is interesting, isn't it? Or do you think he'll just take on the Moon Knight? Or do you think Moon Knight in itself is like is the personality?
Is the personality.
Yeah.
True.
Oh, no, I'm not sure how much I'm attached to that one, but like that's possible,
It's possible. Who knows? Especially with all the Marvel stuff, who knows what direction they'll take it in.
Yeah. That's crazy.
It's crazy stuff.
So going on, like we're only at the halfway point now, right?
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to the most for the rest of the series?
Okay. What I'm most looking forward to is
or expecting.
I want to. Okay, so what I'm expecting is for them to give us an explanation for the gods.
Okay.
So in episode 3, we saw like a small piece of their power.
Yeah.
And like looking at it, it sort of reminded me of like, even like Thor and that, like the
dynamics.
the dynamics, and even like, their power was visual. You were able to see it.
Yeah.
You could see like the beams in his fingers, and then he wrapped the thing around Mark's arm.
Yeah.
And then if that's the case, then like, do they all have their own like separate powers?
Yeah.
Do they all just do the same thing? And how do they exist? What realm do they exist in?
Yeah.
Because there was also that other theory that you brought up when we see Khonshu
and turn into a star,
shrink down.
Yeah.
I have a bad one.
When he's like, he's leaning up against the thing and he's like, I'll be right back, I got something to do, kind of thing.
Yeah. And then it's very reminiscent of Ant-Man, isn't it?
Yeah, so he goes down, like it looks like he just shrinks down, like kind of like quantum realm kind of thing. Yeah.
And like, do they just exist in the quantum realm? Because that'd be random.
Yeah, and like this whole pocket dimensions, or maybe their dimension is accessed through like shrinking down, kind of like, how like time travel and all that was working. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, that's what I want to see, like some sort of explanation.
Some answers.
Yeah, like actual, like how are they actual gods? What makes them different to like other powered beings?
Yeah, like the pantheons out there. Yeah.
That's what I want to see, and also, show us a werewolf by night.
yeah.
Show us a werewolf or a vampire or something.
Yeah.
What about yourself?
Oh, I'm along the same lines. I want to see like a werewolf or a vampire or something like that.
Yeah.
What I want to see is like, I do kind of want to see them unite the personalities a bit.
Yeah.
Like I do love Steve. I didn't know how I'd feel about Stephen being like the main guy we follow.
Yeah.
But like I'm following him. I love Stephen. Like he's just like,
yeah, he's my boy.
He's the boy, and he's just like, he is a great entry into it, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Like, and so I'm for it. So I don't really want to see him go away, but like if we can be some, see them, they're probably going to start working together and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm definitely for more like some supernatural. I just want any hint of supernatural and a bit of explanation about the gods. Like that's exactly me.
Yeah.
To wrap this up.
Yeah.
Out of the first half, what was your most Hundy spot, and give it a Hundy rating?
The most, okay. A lot of Hundy stuff has happened already.
Yeah.
So much Hundiness has already happened. Mine would probably have to be Hundiest episode, definitely episode 3 for me. And probably the Hundiest I got 2 Hundy moments,
Yeah, go for it.
which is Moon Knight when he fights all the people in Egypt as Moon Knight in episode 3 near the end.
When he gets stabbed and stuff.
Yeah,
like
when
that?
he gets stabbed and stuff. That's pretty cool.
All right. Stabbing of Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Give me the. Sorry. Let's all just like chill the F out and talk for a second. Take the body mark.
Second Hundy is when we see Khonshu manipulating the stars.
Oh, turning back the time. Even that has implications.
That has so many implications, bro, because when we first see it, I thought, oh, maybe this is just like a visual, maybe only he can see it.
Kind of thing,
but then it cuts to everyone in the world being able to see the sky
change to like back in time kind of thing.
spinning.
Yeah, that's Hundy.
That's Hundy, bro. That's honestly.
Yeah, that is that. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, far out, man. Yeah, and that's just crazy because like, does that mean that everything's back in time, or I think it's only Earth based, like to make sense, right? It has to be like, and then it's just like an illusion kind of thing. He can see he can like change what people are seeing because obviously like can't really turn everything back in time kind of thing.
Well, like if he, because I feel like he was turning the cosmos back to where they were.
Yeah, 2,000 years ago, but then that would mess with so many things.
Yeah, exactly. 2,000 years. And he says, I can't hold this for so much longer, and obviously, let's go, and then things back. But even just that act.
Yeah. What I see it as is more of like he's peeping back in time.
Yeah.
A mass illusion / like projection of what it was back in there. Like it wasn't like he was physically turning back time. I think it was just a mass like so. Then how it's quite
because it
is quite confusing because like how does the satellite if it's not doing it physically, how do the satellites pick up on the triangulate the position, right?
Exactly, because like I feel like he's not actually like like manipulating time.
Yeah,
he's actually just literally like moving like the stars to where they were.
Yeah.
Like the already existing stars, moving them back to where they were. Because like you see him move the moon,
yeah,
and that's like real.
Yeah, but it's also just an illusion. Like it's just like he makes the nights changes. It's I don't know if that'll be explained, but like there's so many implications if that happens.
Yeah,
like does that mean like like everywhere like the moon like it's daytime now for people like where it was nighttime. So yeah, that was. But yeah, and like I guess it is punishable. The gods punish him.
Yeah.
But yeah, my Hundy.
Yeah.
You got it. You got it. It's. I think it might be because it's just a bit of Kiwi, British humor.
Yeah.
But when he knocks the hell out of the jackal and he's just like wagwan, like
because he's stoked.
Yeah.
Because he's stoked.
So
because
stoked.
he. Like that's how you do. That's just what happens.
Yeah, and it's like a bit of British slang that you know, and it's just like this weak, not weak guy, but like this meat guy. Like he doesn't know the power he has. Mean punch, and he's just like he's stoked. He's bringing joy, and that's the joy that like it just translates to all of us. It's like and it makes you connect with Steven, and you're just like, Steve with a V.
Like a butterfly, sting like a bee. My name's Steven with a V. Come on. What? Wagwan! I did it!
Oh, mate.
Steven with a V, bro.
You.
Yeah. That's it. You are.
But yeah.
Anything else?
No, that was the Hundy for the.
So for the first 3 episodes so far, my Hundy rating would. I'd have to. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna have to give it a 18 out of 29 Hundies.
Ooh.
It's not quite up there.
Yeah.
But it is,
Yeah.
It's a decent rating.
That's and we're only halfway.
We're only halfway, so it's pretty handy.
Definitely you can grow in the Hundy scale.
What about yourself?
Okay, so it's Moon Knight. It's the phases of the moon, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna go in a month, right? So it's gonna go scale of 31, 30. We're gonna go. We're gonna go 27 Hundies. I've been thoroughly enjoying this.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm
can tell
excited
by
to
your
see.
Hundy rating.
And I'm excited to see where it'll go. Yeah, sure. Some people want some more MCU connections,
Yeah.
but let's just enjoy it because it will come.
Yeah. Well, we always want more from the MCU, don't we?
Yeah.
But we know it'll come. We know it's coming.
Yeah.
It's all about
3 more weeks.
patience.
3 more weeks
Yeah. It's all about
till
patience.
the end, and 3
And
more
then-
weeks till Doctor Strange.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa. Goosebumps. Goosebumps just with the thought that Doctor Strange is 3 weeks away.
Yeah, we won't be hungry for content because it's just keep on going.
Yeah. And we're going to try our best to keep this up for you guys.
Yeah.
Because we have to. You guys have to know the truth. Okay? And you guys need to know the hundiest stuff about this stuff. Okay? That's the least we can do for them.
Exactly.
Hey.
Yeah, definitely. With must know. This is must know knowledge. Like you, if you're going into this and you want to continue on the story of the MCU, this you need to have Hundy knowledge equipped.
I want you guys out there, just a general listener, to be able to go to a party and just blow people's minds. I want you to have that knowledge that they wouldn't even think of.
Yeah.
Okay? Because it is next level stuff.
Exactly.
Okay? And there it is. We've got a lot of exciting stuff coming up anyway, but that's Moon Knight wrapped up.
First half of Moon Knight.
First half.
We'll come back later.
Yeah.
Wrap the rest up and have a retrospective look back on our Hundy theories and what's to come.
And see if we're right.
Yeah.
And see if we're all right.
We are.
Yeah. Oh, we will be. We will be right. Because we are the Hundy Hundy Hippos. Oh, well, guys.
Thanks for
there
joining
it
us
is.
today.
There it is. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Woo!
So,
We'll go into it next time. Even more. I hope you enjoyed it.
thank you. Thank you.
We are the Hundy Hundy Hippos.
And we'll see you next time. Thank you.
All right. Cut it. Hang on. Yeah, cut it now.